All right, everyone, welcome back to Stacking the Deck. I'm here with the illustrious, the legendary, the one and only Kurt Taxmaster Cresswellington.
Well,
All right.
it's
He's not always well done, but he's usually at least medium rare.
He's at least done well.
Yes. And I am the host, the main character, the one and only Edward Chalupa.
The main character. Wow. Self-proclaimed.
Anybody that introduces himself as the main character, you should be suspect of.
I'm the main character. It's about me.
Okay. Well, we've got another thrilling week of news. I'd like to thank our reporter extraordinaire, Kurt Cresswell, for tracking down, sourcing these leads, and brewing up all kinds of fun and engaging topics for us. As a quick overview, we got a little on Obscurids, we got some Lolcow action, some new Pokemon Pocket set going on, Kaladesh talk, that's gonna be fun. Sorcery binders, looking pretty hot actually. Moana movie content and more meta dose. A little bit more Pokemon stuff mixed in there. Maybe a few Yu-Gi-Oh comments for our sole Yu-Gi-Oh listener. And that should be it. And a quick
solo Yu-Gi-Oh listener.
Yeah.
Whenever you re-listen to the podcast.
Yeah, it's me. Hey, me. Let's see. So, speaking of news and everything too, I want to remind everybody that we have a news submission for our indies out there. So if you're trying to get your news featured on the podcast, we would be happy to talk about you. Hopefully it's good things. And if you don't submit anything, we might talk about you anyways, but it might not be the things you want us to say about you. So if there's things that you want us to say about you, send them to us.
Yeah, for free. We'll talk about it for free.
For free
right now. You know. Subject to change.
We have a freemium tier if you send us product.
Oh, man, we'll talk about you every week for the next 3 months.
Oh man, that's a deal. That's a deal.
That is free advertisement.
That's right. Okay, so with Obscurids, they just came off of PAX. Obscurids had this really cool promo at their booth. It was Bigfoot. I'm going to describe it. Hop in their Discord if you want to see the photo. But it's Bigfoot touring around with a little Bigfoot. And at PAX, with Littlefoot. At PAX, you could have found.
I might have it.
Oh, you hate? Oh, okay.
Ba-ba-ba-ba! Man, thank goodness I was going through my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Check it out.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
kind of. Yeah. So, I mean, for the collectors out there, I think it's supposed to be pretty rare too. So, I don't know if that means anything to you or not, but by all means, it sounded like it went really well. They had. They did a bunch of learn to plays. They had Logan from former, I don't know, R&D. I forget his title with MetaZoo, but Logan
Associate Director.
Okay.
Of L&D. I think he's with Stab Crab Games now.
That's right. Yeah, and for those that don't know or remember, Stab Crab Games is they're like a playtesting company, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, okay. They will play test your game for you. They have a lot of experience in all walks of TCG life, and they'll come in and say, "Hey, this is really good. You should keep this," or "Hey, this felt like poop. We shouldn't keep this." And they'll do that for you. So, good guys over at Stab Crab.
Yeah, we like that. Logan was the Bigfoot. He's going around arm wrestling Santa Clauses and stuff like that.
That is poor Logan.
Actually, I think that's awesome. And I don't know, if you know Logan, you're like, okay, he's got the personality for that. There's only so many people that you would want to be your Bigfoot, and I would want Logan to be my Bigfoot. 100%.
Maybe with more ventilation in the suit next time. He did say that it was a rather warm affair, but
it was getting a little swampy.
A little swampy in there. A little swampy in the Bigfoot costume.
Man.
But I agree. If I would want anybody in there that could maintain the level of enthusiasm throughout the day and not just be miserable after an hour, it's definitely Logan. So
yeah,
love that.
you get like 10 minutes out of me, and I'm like, huh. Can I smoke in this thing?
I'll be at the booth if you need me. Oh,
Yeah.
so what's this about? Me. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So what else? Oh, yes. If you're looking for more Obscurids content or information, they're leading up to their Kickstarter right now. So you want to make sure you keep an eye out for their website. It's get.obscurids.com. And they have a way you can sign up for notifications. And if you register, I think you just have to give them $1 and they'll send you a tinfoil hat promo. So that's pretty cool. Go to their website, get a tinfoil hat promo.
I'm doing that right now.
Yeah. And then you'll be in their email list. It sounds like they're kind of listening to some of my amazing advice here. Ooh. Building up that email list, making sure that you can reach out to folks. I got an email from Obscurids. We say a lot of positive things about Obscurids, so I want to say some negative stuff about Obscurids.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Yeah.
Their email. Make sure, John, if you're listening, Nat, if you're listening, move your CTA up a little higher, because I'm looking at this email and I know I've got this ADHD riddled mind or whatever. I can't look at all the words. I need a button. I need a big, thick button that just says, click here to get promo. And then you send me to a page and I see, oh, it costs $1 now, but I can rationalize $1. Mm-hmm. I can make it work. That's my Yugioh ceiling on a card, but I can make it work. So that's my feedback on that one.
And I'd also like to clarify, it is a $1 refundable deposit.
That's
on
right.
Your tinfoil hat. They don't even charge you the $1.
Don't tell people it's refundable. Let them have the $1. All right.
No, that's what it says. No. You're not causing the refund. They're going to give it back to you. It's like a reservation. Like you go to GameStop and you pre-order and you reserve your $5 to get your copy of Pokemon Emerald, and then they put it towards the game. So
that's even too generous.
I'm saying free promo. We love that.
Free tendies. I mean promo. Yes. Promo. Lolcow had some big news. Tuffy Maggio sent me a little scoop. Now, Kurt's familiar with this person, Keemstar. For those that aren't familiar with, I'm fast as F boy. I think that's the censored version of it.
He said many things.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not. It's weird. I've been around the internets for a while, but it's like Keemstar. I haven't been to that town, but I've been through that town.
Yeah, if you've been around the internet for I would say at least the last decade, Keemstar, aka Drama Alert, always posting on the internet drama, the hot drama. He gets in a little bit of hot water himself, but yeah, pretty big figure to back Lolcow. I believe he's invested in the company. He's a partner now with the game. So many more eyes on that card. Tuffy continues to impress me with things that he does to further his game, right? I find it hard whenever Tuffy says something to us or he posts something about the card game or what have you. I've been finding it hard to say like, oh, that was a miss. That was a bad idea. Like,
no, yeah.
He does good stuff.
Yeah, Tuffy, he understands product. That's the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody, if you're a game producer, creator, developer, you can do a lot of things poorly, but the one thing you need to do right is understand product. It can't be, maybe your marketing might not be 100%, or maybe you don't have communications really down pat. You need to have your product figured out. You need to
Oh,
know
100%.
what you're about, and you need to make it enticing. I think the
Yeah.
packaging alone, uh, it's there's like a little miniature case study to be had on Lolcow's packaging, where even if you're not interested in the cards or the game or the narrative of WoW, like any of it, you might just like the Nintendo cartridge it comes in.
I was literally about to say that, like, it's in a NES cartridge. Like,
Yeah,
isn't that's insane? Talk about how to. Okay, I don't know anything about this game. I don't even know what lolcow means, but I've got a NES cartridge that it's coming in. I could see that on a shelf and just be like, "Yep, I want to check that out. At least pick it up and look at it." Right?
it reminds me of the Marge Simpson meme, and I forget the context because I've seen way too many episodes of The Simpsons, but
Mhm.
she's collecting something, and Lisa's like, "Why are you collecting all these, Mom?" She goes, "I don't know. I just think they're neat." And
It's,
like
it's
that's like exactly what it is. I don't know.
that's
I
it.
just think it's neat.
Yeah, that's right.
So keep cooking, Tuffy. I like what I see. Keemstar, 5.5 million subscribers, just to put that into perspective for some people. Even for me, like I don't know.
Huge.
Again, I'm not particularly familiar with him, but I've heard of him. But when you see that number, you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, substantial.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
All right. New Pokemon Pocket set to release tomorrow.
Woohoo!
Well,
It's
by the time you're listening to this, it will have released
12/17. 12/17
12
is whenever it
17.
comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's time for the Pokemon Pocket Shill Hour, or the Shill Minutes. New mini set coming
Chilling
out.
rain.
Oh man, it's so nice. They continue to just know it's a Pokemon product that Creatures is actually behind, so they they know. They know how to keep people on their app, spending money, just putting in the minutes, it's crazy. Coming out with a new set, the artwork. What I love about Pokemon Pocket is they do a nice mix of brand new artwork as well as recycled artwork, but still good artwork. It's recycled, but it looks nice. But the new artwork is just great. It looks wonderful. It feels like it's made purely just for this, not like it's just like, oh, well, we had this person draw a Vaporeon and we didn't want to put it on a card, so we'll just put it in Pocket as a card, something like that. It really feels like that artwork is drawn just for this, and it's good. Like I said, they're doing stuff every week. They're putting out new events. This new pack is pretty crazy because we've only had the base 3 since the game released at the end of October. So having this new mini set, very cool. We love that. We love to see it. I'm sure there'll be an event that goes alongside it, but it's good stuff. I don't think I have to tell anyone that is even like a moderate fan of Pokemon that has tried Pokemon Pocket that this is exciting, just because you get to open more packs. Who doesn't like the dopamine of its booster pack open in time, So very,
It's
very exciting.
clobbering time. Yeah. I
Very,
think
very exciting.
I think it's once again a great product. They understand. And when this is a trap that everybody falls into, when you say product, you think of like a physical item. Things that are digital can be products.
Mhm.
Okay. Like, and again, some folks are like, duh. I just think that it has to be said out loud. Like a product can be, you could have a gym membership. That could be your product. You're selling it. And it has to be like this memorable thing that people actively seek out.
Mhm.
Pokemon, they have that formula. They have it down.
Of course, they wouldn't be around as long as they have been
Yeah.
if they weren't. I mean, just elaborating on the product thing, for Giddm Games, the podcast is a product of Giddm Games. That's our product that we peddle to you guys every week. So
Yeah, and I mean, without sounding sappy, like I'm the first one to roast myself, but hopefully some of this content is somewhat relevant to especially the indies out there, the ones that need it the most. There's so many people that report on Pokemon and Magic, and um, it's fun to talk about because that's how you co-opt some of that audience into ours. But the indies, I mean, That's what I like about the indie TCG group, though. It's really tightly knit. The
Mhm.
retention, like everybody, it's weird. The folks that are still in the MetaZoo Discord server, that like that they're not going anywhere. They're like forever. They're lifers.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Same with your sorcery folks. There's a lot of folks like that too, like that have been around since day one. Ride or dies. They're gonna take it all the way to the end.
Mhm. Mhm. It's good.
Speaking of ride or dies, this Kaladesh news has been pretty fun and pretty interesting. So I don't know what stance to take on this. There's the troll stance, and then there's like the actual what happened stance. Kurt, you check me. Tell me if I got this story right or wrong. But my understanding is they hired a consultant.
Mhm.
I forget their title, but it was not diversity consultant, but like a I don't know, a PC, politically correct
Let's
type
just
consult.
let's just call it like a third party consulting firm on ethics, I guess. Ethics isn't the word, but
yeah, ethics isn't it either. But
it's just a third party consulting firm that
Mhm.
they hired to check themselves. Like,
Yeah.
hey, what's going on? Take a look at our company, see if you can find anything that you might not like.
Yeah. So anyways, they hire this guy or this firm, and they come in and they're releasing their sequel to Kaladesh, and Kaladesh is kind of like an Arabian Nights-esque set.
Mhm.
And when they're doing their audit, they find the Greek. This isn't Greek, but when you're in grade school, you pull apart words, and you find like the Greek roots. Well,
Mhm.
they pulled apart the words for Kaladesh, and Kaladesh, I guess, has the meaning black in it,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
and and it doesn't mean any certain kind of black. It's not necessarily racially black. It's just black as in black. And the statement is more or less just saying we don't like this language. This language isn't necessarily very inclusive, and that's not who Magic the Gathering's trying to be.
Right.
So what the fallout from that is Wizards of the Coast goes on to say, hey, look, we're no longer using the word or phrase Kaladesh in any of our sets going forward. Now, that naturally set the internet ablaze. Is the Neckbeard army where it's like, I like saying Kaladesh, hee hee. And there's other people that that were like, oh, all right, I'm gonna buy up every box of them. I think Kaladesh boxes are like $1,000 now.
So much.
Yeah, so that's kind of crazy too. And if you have those boxes, y'all, I'd say sell the news because they're
100%.
like this is a current hype cycle. In a few months, nobody's going to care about this, and that's the reality of this.
Mhm.
So, despite whatever decision Wizards has made and how it's set the internet ablaze, people are going to act outraged on both sides, and this is going to blow over like a fart in the wind, and people are going to move on. I think. Do I think that's good that companies are doing this? It seems like the case of find me a person, I'll show you the crime.
Sure. Yeah.
Like if you can pick anything, I could find something wrong with it and tell you this, here's the issue I have with, rain.
It's true. I mean, it's very true. It's very interesting. This booster box was very scarce as it was. Everyone was cracking it for these sort of like alternate printed cards called masterpieces. That was the whole thing. Kaladesh had made all these inventions, and they, iconic cards like Soul Ring, stuff like that, Mana Vault, all came in this exclusive, you know, masterpiece artwork, this style, this exclusive like card foiling. That's why people opened that. They loved it. It was a great set. I think boxes before all of this were like $300-400, and now they're up to 1,000, which is crazy. And you are 100% right. Like if you're holding any to like diamond hands it, don't just sell it.
Yeah.
just make your bag and get out of there. That's all that needs to be said about that. But the boxes are very scarce as it is. These boxes were being ripped into oblivion 10 years ago for people chasing these masterpieces. You know, these super rare printings of these iconic cards. So it's not like there were too many out there. Usually only the whales have them, and we're hoarding them just to have a couple. But even if you, again, just have a couple, sell it, you'll probably be able to buy it for $400 or $500 in a couple of months. But I don't know. It's on one hand, I understand Hasbro being like, we don't want to have anything that would be negatively associated with our game, even though one of their mana colors is called black. Neither here nor there.
Hey yo, hey yo.
It's a mana color, so kind of crazy. But then, on the other hand, it's also a little bit outrageous. No one was up in arms about this to begin with. It's not like there were people calling for Hasbro and Wizards, head because of this set. So
I don't really like how the word mana is a gendered term. I mean, it has man in it.
Yeah, people
should be more. We should change it to
3 white people. Oh,
yeah.
Wait, hold on. That's now we're bringing race into it.
No, colorless.
Yes. I tap 3 colorless people with a tinge of hue.
Pokemon stays winning. They have been on colorless since day one.
100%.
They saw this.
And they're black cards. They're called dark. They're not called black.
We don't talk about Jinx though. No, we're gonna move past Jinx.
We don't talk about pre purple face Jinx. We don't.
Putting purple on Jinx's face does not correct the wrongs.
Yes. Oh, but it does. It does.
Yeah. They ban Kadabra because of Uri Geller or whatever, but Jinx, we keep Jinx around.
And Kadabra's back by with the D1 and all that. Uri Geller was riding that train for like 2 decades. Saying like, I'm the one who got Kadabra banned, and Pokemon just like, okay, we'll just won't print any more Kadabra cards. Like, sucks to suck. Like, all right, we'll give into what you're saying. They handled that press perfectly, and then the last like 5 years has been, Uri Geller saying like, oh, I did not mean for this to happen. Please bring back Kadabra, please. And
I actually think it's brilliant because there's no way we would be talking about this nobody if it wasn't for his relation to getting a Pokemon card banned.
It's true. It's true.
That's all I know about this dude. So
yeah, that's really. I mean, I think he was like a psychic type, a psychic type, like a Pokemon. But like a person claimed to be a psychic. Claimed he could bend spoons, and said that Kadabra took after. The way he worked. Dude, I don't know. It was so ridiculous at the time. And the only thing I could think of whenever they said no more Kadabra cards was, dude, that sucks. That means we won't get any cool Alakazam cards or like Abra cards because it can't evolve from Kadabra. So
yeah, maybe there's a way to cheat it, like bridge the evolution, step up to this, I don't know, level up.
They just didn't do it. They said, no, not happening. They just said bye-bye Abra, bye-bye Alakazam. They printed a few Alakazams in like a basic Pokemon form, like a special version of it, but no Abra and Kadabra forever until 151. Hooray!
They should have just put Shaquille O'Neal on a card for Kazam.
I'd love that.
Is that a Mandela effect? Was Shaq in a movie called Kazam?
I thought he was in Shazam. No, Shazam is the comic, right?
No, okay. Shaq is in a movie called Kazam. I don't know. I had to double check that. That movie was great. My favorite scene in there.
You thought it was Sinbad, huh?
Maybe, yeah. Sinbad's a person that people confuse all the time for being in a genie movie. Um, no, I'm talking about the scene in Kazam where he makes it rain cheeseburgers.
Yeah, big stacks of cheeseburgers, dude.
Dude, I love that scene. As a
Yes, sir.
kid, I was like, oh man, magic.
Whenever you
This
started
has to be
talking
real.
about Kazam, that is the scene that I thought of. That was like, dude, the hamburger scene.
That's all I remember from it. Yeah.
Oh man.
It's these weird 90s movies with the food. Another one is Dennis the Menace where he's eating beans under the I guess overpass or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know if was that Christopher Lloyd, the hobo?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, I think it was Christopher Lloyd, which is like that's just perfect casting.
Let's see.
They need it.
I think it is Christopher Lloyd. Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna put that on the rewatch list for sure.
Oh god.
Or at least just skip to that scene. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Dennis the Menace.
Well, speaking of menace, we have a little bit of sorcery drama. And it's not real drama, okay? This is blown out of proportion. I know we always bring up sorcery drama on this podcast, and I need to make sure this is known. It's a little tongue in cheek. Like, there's no the sorcery drama is 10 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah, I love sorcery, and it's always blown out of proportion. It's not like these problems aren't real problems.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I'll let you share this story because
Yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah. So sorcery, I think we did talk about it last week in the podcast, opened up their store, their merch store, where they were selling sleeves, they were selling hoodies, t-shirts, but also card binders that had the card backs and the front cover, as well as no, it was just all card backs. It was all the card backs that were on the front cover, 3 of them. And turns to find out whenever people are receiving these binders, a week and a half later, that the bottom row, it's just your typical, 9-pocket binder, standard. The bottom row does not comfortably fit a sleeved card in it.
Comfortably.
You can still cram it in there. It'll get a little scrunchy at the top. Or
that would be me. I'm a crammer. I'm a crammer.
You could have an unsleeved card in it just fine. Maybe put your min rarity stuff at the bottom, something like that. But no, it blew up. People were like, this is crazy. How could you push out a product that has such bad quality? And I'm just over here thinking, like, I've had entire binders of like that I bought for cards that act like this.
Shout out Voltex.
Dude, I'm telling you. Like, it was insane, the uproar, but the response was swift. Eric's Curiosa immediately said, hey, this is not the quality that we like to give to you guys. So we're going to refund you for any binder purchase that you've made. We are going to refund the shipping if you purchased a binder, because they're a little bulkier. I had to use a big box for those. But free binders, free shipping. They said that's not what we're going to do. We're going to reevaluate and re-release at a later time. So the binders are pretty cool. I still have them. I don't really have any plans of selling them just because they still work as I want them to work. And now they're exclusive. So
hold up. I see. I don't know about your selling story, mister.
Hey, listen. Unless we can get a free triple up, maybe
everybody has a price. Everybody has a price.
Oh, of course I do. Everyone has the price, but
how many cheeseburgers?
Dude, at least 1 Shack Stack. I'm gonna need 1 Shack Stack or 10 app deals in the McDonald's app.
Yeah,
and then we'll consider it.
Shout out MetaZoo for the high quality control. They always. I ever had a problem, I always knew they would just give me a free refund.
That's right, 100%. They'd be like, shucks.
A couple years later.
Yeah, them's the breaks.
Oh, sorry, we're bankrupt now.
Yeah. Oops.
Oh no,
man, all those hundreds of dollars of pre-orders and product you were trying to return? Oh man.
Dang.
See
Swipe
you
or gonna swipe.
guys. I'm still waiting for my Black Friday hoodie. It's never gonna come.
Yeah, they look cool. They look cool.
Yeah, the one sample that Andy had looked great. Uh-huh. Now,
Oh.
they produced it in a children's medium, so I guess that's why he was able to get it so quick. But I just wish I would have had one.
Man, that'd be a crop top on me, I tell you.
Boy, it'd be up to here. On me, I'd be like,
Some of that merch is so funny that they put out like the bikini. I mean, who? What? I need to know how many of those sold.
If you're not rocking the Metakini, then
yeah,
I don't even know what you're doing with your life. Like MetaZoo board shorts, dude. I've got a MetaZoo water bottle in my cupboard right now. Why did I spend $40 on that? I don't know. I'm stupid.
Oh
but
man, I still have the Caster Cup one,
dude.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm I'm happy to support Caster Society, but anything MetaZoo,
it's over.
Meta 1, we're out. Meta 2 only.
Mm-hmm. All right, so tell me about this Moana movie promo card. We got we cashing in or what?
Oh man, so we talked about this last week with the new Moana movie. They have Lorcana promos, like exclusive promos. People are going into theaters, coming out with entire box fulls, just saying, "Oh, you're not going to give those out to kids. Just let me have them." I've seen stories of people going back to the theater like a week later with their ticket stub and saying, "Hey, can I have any, of these? You guys didn't give me any." And getting a few. Once people saw that, they were digging through the garbage, trying to find Moana ticket stubs to then go to the counter and say, "Hey, I went and saw Moana and I didn't get a movie promo. What's going on?" "Oh, so sorry, sir." And they'd give you a couple. And it's literally a $5 card. Like, why are we doing this, guys? Like, why are we digging through the garbage for a $5 Moana card? You're better than that. That didn't even buy you a small popcorn at the movies.
What's Ancient Mew going for nowadays?
Much more than $5.
Yeah?
Much more. Yeah. It'll buy you at least a movie ticket and a popcorn and a soda. So like $50.
Maybe that's what people are speculating on.
There's no way.
Wow.
No way.
Ancient Mew. There's TCG. Oh, never mind. There's a bunch of damaged copies for like $10.
Yeah, you got to find a sealed copy. Yeah, they're around the $50, $60 mark.
All right, that's fair.
So like I said, price of a movie, popcorn, and a soda.
Yeah, you only have to hold on to it for it's almost 30 years, right?
Well, didn't it come with Pokemon the movie 2000? So
yeah.
It's been 24 years, almost 25 years. Yeah. All you had to do is hold that bag for 24 years. And look, you got yourself a free movie. You can go watch Sonic 3. Look at that.
I feel like we just had the 25th anniversary for Pokemon, and right around the corner, we're going to hit 30.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Now, I can't imagine. Surely there won't be as much fanfare for 30. I mean, 30 is a weird number, but how does that work historically? Like, you would know. Every 5 years, do they do a big thing or?
So they did. I think it was 25 for the U.S. release. That's why they did something like bigger here. But it's going to be 30 for the IP as a whole. Says I believe it's 97 was or 95. 95 was the start of the Japanese release. But they did 10th anniversary stuff, 20th anniversary stuff, and I'm sure they're going to do just as much 30th anniversary stuff as well. Because you got to remember, we're on 2 separate timelines as far as things coming to America, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, no, they did insane. They did like a mall tour for the 10th anniversary, bunch of exclusive promos for that are worth tons of money. The 20th anniversary, we saw, what was it, Celebrations? That set? that had the little Pikachu in the little Pikachu stamps on the cards, and they did a whole product line with celebrations. That was for the 20th anniversary. So they do stuff. They do it big. They like it. Now, 32nd anniversary, maybe not. But multiples of 5, they come out. I can't remember really anything for like the 15th anniversary. There might have been
Weird
like
one, yeah.
like a figure or something. But definitely in multiples of 10, they will do something. They will push exclusive merch that will be bought into oblivion. And any excuse to print out something exclusive will happen for sure. But I look forward to it. Seems cool.
Yu-Gi-Oh still riding that 25th
They've
quarter century secret rare. Been on that for years.
They've been printing 25th anniversary cards for like 3 years now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're gonna get to 30 and they're gonna say, all right, you heard of quarter century bonanza. Check out 3.
Yeah, I don't even know how to phrase it. 30th anniversary bonanza.
30 century bonanza.
Yeah. That new set they have coming out has QCR Trap Does Shoot.
It does. Yep.
That's awesome.
It does. They, for a game that people really think that doesn't, people don't really think they watch and see what's going on, especially with alternate formats. You don't see Pokemon reprinting old cards for people to use in alt formats. You don't see anything like that. You don't see reprints of, not standard legal cards in their sets that are just there for collectors or people who play old formats. You don't. But Yu-Gi-Oh does it all the time. And it's great. It's great for people like us who only play old Yu-Gi-Oh to get us to buy those packs, buy the singles.
The only way I'll buy a new product from them, it's like, there's a minuscule chance you'll hit the card you want.
You'll hit the retro card, You'll hit the, who cares about this new stuff, this Salomon Great stuff? Forget that. I want the QCR premature burial.
That would be a good YouTube short or TikTok where it's just you're cracking in boxes and you like hit the chase that all the modern players want. You're like
just throwing it off to the side. Yeah. Whatever. And then you hit
Trap Does Shoot.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so funny.
And that set's called Quarter Century Bonanza for those that don't know. This new one coming out. I think it's cool they let people vote on what retro cards they wanted to be in there. That's pretty neat too. Yeah. The cards that are in the set were voted. I don't want to say all of them, but I think most of them were all voted on by the consumers.
Well, I mean, there ain't no way they're just gonna put Pettit Moth in there like it's nothing. So
they put Petite Moth in there because there's a YouTube streamer named Ruxin34 who that's like his meme card. And enough people memed it into the voting that there's going to be quarter century secret rare Petite Moth.
If I rip the Petite Moth, I'm ripping it in half on stream, on the pod. If I pull a QCR Petite Moth, catch me on the pod the following week, ripping that shit in half.
It'd be kind of funny though, is I have a sneaky suspicion that might be an actual chase. Like for whatever reason, people are going to want that card.
Who needs quarter century Blue Eyes? We want quarter century Petite Moth.
Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have a lot of collectors, but there are a few cards that are the standout. Like Frog the Jam is one of them.
Frog the Jam, yes sir.
Anyhow, I got off on a Yu-Gi-Oh tangent.
Hey, I mean, speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, they came out with that last Speed Duel set. For those of you that are trying to get into old format Yu-Gi-Oh, look no further than the Speed Duel products that they've put out over the last couple of years. They just give you a brick of old reprints that you can use in GOAT, you can use in Edison.
Staples.
It's staples that you want, that you don't really want to like go through TCG Player and buy for like $1, $2, $3 a piece. They just come in a nice little brick. Yeah, sure, they've got a little Speed Duel embossing on it, but who cares? It's the card. It's the card you need. They just came out with the last one It's called Battle City Finals.
Yeah.
Speed Duel in and of itself is like a different format that Konami has created for Yu-Gi-Oh that I haven't really invested in or looked at. But I certainly love getting all of the reprints. Just again, our 2 Yu-Gi-Oh listeners. Reprints in this include Injection Fairy Lily, Tribe Infecting Virus, Max C. We're getting Swords of Revealing Light again. That's been printed and printed and printed. But Lava Golem, all of the good stuff that you're like, dude, I wish I had that. Mobius, the Frost Monarch, all of these that you're like, ugh, I don't really want to spend $5 on this card because it's like a tech. Spirit Reaper, Azura Priest, all of these cards were like $2, $3, $4, $5. In the case of Tribe Infecting Virus, it was like a $10, $15 card because it was printed twice. It was printed 2 times in 28 years of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. It was printed twice. And finally, they're saying, you know what? We got y'all. Check this out. Here it is. And same for that, like QCR, Ed mentions Trap Dust Shoot, which is a very iconic card. It was banned forever. I think
it's still banned. It's still banned.
It was banned and it stayed banned. And there's 1 printing of it, 2 common printings of it.
There's dual term. I think it's dual terminal and Pharaonic Guardian. Yeah, Pharaonic Guardian.
Trap Dust Shoot. We're looking. It's a live look. Yeah, so there are 4 printings of it. There are 2 common printings.
Okay.
There's 2 common printings at a modest $14 a card for a common damaged card, $14. We have a dual terminal little shiny parallel rare for a $36 card, and then we have a super rare version of that card. Oh, guys, if you want 3 super rare Trap Dust Shoot, it's just going to cost you $400 a piece, because why not? And now they're saying, hey, check out this reprint. We got y'all. Let's kill the secondary market, and let's just give the people what they want. Trap Dust Shoot.
That's why I could never tell anybody to invest in Yu-Gi-Oh, but as a player, you're like, they get us.
They do. They really do. Like, it's so crazy to think that, and they do it like every other set, right? They'll have like a set that's just for their standard format, just has a bunch of new cards that support a new archetype. And you're like, oh, okay, maybe I won't buy that. Maybe they'll sneak in like a QCR or a secret rare reprint of a GOAT card. And you're like, oh, it's okay. This set's going to be open into oblivion. Because for those of you that don't know, as soon as you crack a box of Yu-Gi-Oh, you lose value. There is no plus in Yu-Gi-Oh.
It evaporates.
You do not plus in Yu-Gi-Oh. So
it can happen if you pull. I'll give you a hot tip. Dark Magician Girl.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah, the iconic cards from 2004. Whenever we were all kids.
It has to be an anime card. It has to be an anime card. A blue eyes will help you out.
But on the whole, you do not plus in Yu-Gi-Oh. You don't crack Yu-Gi-Oh for the EV. It's no Surging Sparks $500 Pikachu. Let me tell you.
No.
It's let's hope to God I make half the value of this booster box back, but I can't even sell them because everyone else is also opening this box of cards. So it's going to be worth 0 in 2 weeks. And that's just how it goes. But
you have to look at it differently. Entirely. It has to be I paid this much money for the experience of opening the box, knowing that I am going to be playing with the cards that I opened from this box.
That's fair.
Otherwise, it's the scratch off ain't there. You pick a different one.
Dude, the scratch off just gives you 2 bananas and never the 3rd banana.
No, never the 3rd.
You never hit the 3rd banana, but they still listen. People vote. People voice their opinions. Now you may be getting an air fryer for topping your next YCS.
The air fryer.
You might be getting a Crofton air fryer whenever you top your next YCS. But hey, they'll listen to you on what cool cards you want printed in a cool rarity. They'll listen to that. Now, They might give you an air fryer, and you might get your bag stolen at that next YCS, but at least you'll have a cool air fryer and some cool cards to win it with.
Man, that's so crazy to me. But I would love. I was playing with the idea of going to like some YCSs, playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and every time I just talk myself out, I'm like, do I need a Nintendo Switch? Another one? No. Like Switches are 10 years old now, aren't they?
Yeah.
You feel old yet?
Dude, are they really? Hold on.
I think they are.
Nintendo Switch release date.
I almost don't
not yet. 2017. You know, it's only 7 years old.
All right. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. That's still scary. That's still scary.
Yeah.
Okay. My point still stands though. You're not the EV. You played cards for 2 days in a sweaty convention hall and like amongst like hundreds and hundreds of people. Like this wasn't going to be a push out over, and then you walk away with a Switch. And your ego though.
Yeah, hey man, I topped a YCS. I mean, YCSs are no pushover. You know, they're getting thousands of players still.
Yeah, if you tell me you topped a YCS, I'll give you some card kudos.
I'm definitely giving you the accolade of doing that, but I'm not gonna be jealous of your prizing. Not at all.
No, not in the slightest.
I got this exclusive dice and this playmat that says top qualifier. It's like, okay.
And my rice cooker.
And my Ninja air fryer.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. It's got a Konami logo on it.
All right. I think we've lost everybody with our Yu-Gi-Oh talk. We can jump back to Pokemon real quick. Okay. You have a blurb here about Mythical Island mini set releasing in
for Pocket. Yeah, it was Pocket.
Okay.
We talked about this. I think the only thing that we have left is our little crumb of Meta 2 that they give us once a week.
Oh, all right. Yeah, no, I'm reading for some reason your links to Poke Beach out of whack there.
Gotcha.
So we have Meta 2. We saw art from Lily and Emily Nancy, 2 great, fantastic artists, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Lily is a staple, of course. I mean, I would talk. I have some of her artwork hanging up out in my living room. So, of course, I like Lily. But a lot of people know of Emily as well. She was never hired, on the art team. But she did.
Do we go into that or no?
Okay. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's not
but
really.
She did MetaZoo artist quality work while not being with the company, and it's good to see that Meta 2 is like, oh wait, that was stupid not to hire this person. Let's go ahead and bring them on. So it's good to hear. Like I said, anyone who saw Emily's work would think that she was just part of the art team. Like simple as that. Like there was no denying it. And then you look her up and she's like just a person that likes MetaZoo. And it's like, oh, okay, well, it's really sick and it's awesome, but it's good to see that. Again, I'm kind of getting bored of all the artists like announcements. I kind of want a little more than just like, check out this artwork they did for us. Oh, by the way,
they've given away a third neon sign.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
At least this neon sign went to somebody that deserves it. So I'm happy. I'm happy about that. It went to Mitch, who took over Smoke Squad Collective.
Oh, no way. That's cool.
Yeah, Mitchmo won. So happy about that. I'm happy I've looked at all of the other winners and I'm like, I've never seen this person type in the Discord. I've never seen this moniker top a tower or even go to a tower.
Yeah, some of them are ghosts. You're like, who are you?
But I did recognize that name. So it's good to see that at least someone that was recognizable in the community that, has done nothing but good stuff for MetaZoo. I think he still even posts content for MetaZoo. Like good for him. I'm glad that he got his free neon sign from MetaZoo trading card game.
Did we share that Charlie claim that he was willing to appear on this podcast at one point?
We mentioned it just a little bit, but yes, for those that are still listening, we will at some point we will have the Charlie, the Meta2, Mr. Meta2, if you will. We will have him on the pod. We're going to be talking about gameplay, which is what we really care about, right? You know, the art's nice, the product's nice, but we want to know how to play the game. So it'll be really nice to get that look, that scoop, and you'll get it here. You'll get it here on the Stacking the Deck podcast. It'll be a good one for sure. So make sure you listen every week.
Also, if anybody has any questions that they would like us to ask too, within reason, I would be more than happy to forward those along as well. I think that would be kind of.
It is funny if you look at like the MetaZoo Reddit, because I just happened to click into a thread like a week ago, and now Reddit is feeding me these on my algorithm.
Sure.
And every other post I get fed is, guys, can I still use my old cards? So all my old cards are gone and not useful anymore. Guys, is it over, bros? I kept all my Wilderness booster boxes for nothing. And it's like, brother, just give up.
It is kind of sad though to see, like, most of the people on the podcast wouldn't even know who I'm talking about. Maybe you can transition my thought into a more podcast friendly one. But my litmus for your generic MetaZoo consumer was our two locals. Their gamer tags were Vanilla Thunder and Hot Dog Burglar, and they were like the most. They never knew any of the drama. They didn't know anything about like the events and the chaos and like. They just liked they would buy MetaZoo and they would sometimes show up and play MetaZoo, but that was it. They weren't active really in the Discord, and that's the audience that I feel like somehow Meta2 needs to appeal to them to some degree. They still like playing it. They like playing the game, but they're not the diehard cultists that you'll see in the Discord, or maybe you might see them in Reddit. Like I think they might have some crossover to Reddit, but they're not the ones that aren't camping out your Discord main chat every day.
I mean, I think what you're describing is just your typical TCG consumer, you know,
tabletop crew or what have you.
Yeah, just a person that sees something on a shelf, picks up the game. Oh, there's locals for this game. Go to the locals a couple of times. Hey, I like playing this. Hey, I'll buy some packs. Doesn't ever aspire, and I'm not coming from a point of negativity at all, but like doesn't aspire to like go to a tower, like a regional, or go to a nationals or a worlds. No, I'm fine just playing the cards that I like to play at a local level, and it's a good time, and we have a good time, and that's it. I think that's the majority of, I would even say that's a bit more niche. I think the majority consumer are just your very casual consumer. You know, I see something on the shelf, I buy a couple packs, and then if I like what I open, then maybe I open a couple more, I buy a couple more. I think they're a step up from that, and that they are actively playing the game that they're buying. But I agree that MetaZoo will have to do something to reassure their core audience, because that's why they purchased the IP, right? To try and retain some of this core audience. They are going to need to show something that will reassure these people like me and you, right? That it's worth coming out, it's worth buying, it's worth trying to go to a locals. You know, it's worth it, because otherwise they'll just say, oh, MetaZoo died, I can't use any of my cards, who cares? And
I hope whoever's behind the scenes working on the game talks to some of the people that went to towers and actually played. I want there to be an understanding of what it was like to go to those events, what made them special and unique. I also, even the optics of hearing people moan saying, oh, only 300 people showed up to a caster cup or what have you. Let me put this in perspective as well. When we talk about the casual audience, 300 plus people to show up to a caster cup, which it being the first caster cup, is actually amazing for a game that is predominantly the flavor of the game was to be casual.
Yeah.
It's not, Flesh and Blood, where most people that pick up Flesh and Blood pick it up because they want to compete. They want
Right,
to
right,
play
exactly.
high-end competitive cards. And most people that would go to these events, of course, there was your diehards that would travel and go out of their way to it. But by and large, the folks that showed up, they were like, well, it's not that far for me to drive to, or it's fairly local, and I'll just go and show up to this big event because I like MetaZoo. And even if I don't do well, that's okay. I just wanted to play. That was really what a lot of the competitive field felt like. Of course, you had your typical heavy hitters, but I don't know if what I'm saying makes a whole lot of sense. But for 300 competitive MetaZoo players, that's worth like at least 600 Flesh and Blood players to me.
I mean, that's worth like 1,000 Pokemon regional players.
Yeah, exactly.
So like if you take those numbers and you translate it to like one of the big threes, 300 for a indie game, a casual indie game, which is what it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. Those are really big numbers.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've seen that at like a Neopets or even like a sorcery tournament? Like they just cracked that with Sorcery Con with having, that many people there. And that was the first time in 2 years that it got anywhere close to that amount. So it's huge. To go back to your point of people that just enjoyed playing the game, didn't really get too into it. I think that again is another large core part of any game, is just people that don't learn how the sausage is made, and they just enjoy it because they like it. They don't try and get too deep into it. Like us, we both have a pretty unique position in how much we do and did know about MetaZoo. I think if I could go back, I'd probably go back and just play the game and have fun.
Yeah. All right.
Instead of all that.
I'll leave us on that. Well, I won't cut anybody off or cut you off, but I'll always remember, like, before you got involved with the learning about how the sausage was made, and you would make these comments, and then I would know, but I couldn't say anything, and I would be like, "Oh, yeah," and just sort of. And at some point, you got to this too, where there'd be other locals, and they'd say something, and they bright-eyed and bushy-tails, and you just kind of like grit your teeth and smile, and you're like, "Yeah, it's gonna be awesome."
Please stop coming. Please don't stop coming to my tournament.
Yeah, please show up to locals. Yeah, maybe you don't want to crack that seance box.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe you want to leave that one sealed.
All your pepper wins are mapped. I don't know.
Oh no. Ignorance is bliss, man. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. Well, hey, this is another good stacking the deck in the books. I think we have some Marvel rivals to play.
Oh, can't wait. Can't wait.
That's right.
For Marvel rivals.
Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. Appreciate y'all stacking the deck. Kirk Cresswell signing off. Edward Chalupa signing off. Bye-bye.